Dr. Christy Ennis. Welcome to Follow Me Friday, where motion is lotion today for our balance and our core stability, which plays a huge role in how our balance works. You need no equipment today unless you want something sturdy to hang on to as we're working. And to make it a little bit more challenging, you can add a band as well above the knees. All right, so you're gonna bring those knees apart just a little bit. We're gonna go down and back with our butts into that squat. As you come up, you're gonna lift that leg out to the side. So down, and we're alternating, other side. Make sure as you're doing this, as you're lifting that leg, you're really trying to keep those toes pointing forward. The other important piece here is that you shift and don't lean. Otherwise, you're not using those muscles the way that we want them to work. Don't worry if you can't go down into a deep squat. Notice I cannot, right? My body doesn't want me to do that, so I'm not going to. So just listen to your body. Like I said, important thing for the squat is actually sitting your butt back towards your heels, engaging those glutes, engaging those big leg muscles. Bringing that leg out to the side works obviously the balance and those side hip muscles too. So you're gonna follow just right along with me. I'm already out of breath. Must be because it's very hot and humid here today in New Hampshire, which is not that common. Couple more to go, and then we're moving on. All right, I lied, more than a couple. One more on each side. Lift, down, and lift. Awesome. Okay, you're gonna bring those feet a little bit wider. Turn those toes out. You're gonna let those knees follow your toes as you drop down. Now that I'm in this position, I'm gonna lift one heel and lift the other heel. And then come all the way back up. So working thighs, inner thighs, glutes, calf muscles, clearly balance again as well. All of these muscles I'm talking about right now play a big role in our balance and stability. We're gonna do 10 total. So this is 3. And if you guys do need a little bit more guidance, you're not quite sure where to go in a personalized program, check out my membership, which I will link for you. That includes Zoom, it includes texting, and live workouts, and a video library. Whew. Try not to let those knees collapse in or those thighs collapse in either. If you do have a band on for this one, you probably won't get quite as wide, just so that you're aware of that too. We've got 4 more to go. When you're down here with this one, keep that butt tucked under and really try to make sure you're not shifting as you lift those heels, right? There's part of that stability again. We're gonna do 1 more. Remember, you can always hang on to something sturdy, big strong person, a wall, a chair, and then go ahead and come on up. I'm gonna face the other direction. We're gonna step it back into a lunge. So we're bringing our body straight down. And then as I come up, I'm gonna lift this knee up. This one is definitely a little bit more challenging. So if you need to, you can start with just a little tap of that foot forward instead of bringing that knee all the way up. If for some reason lunges do bother you, for one thing, reverse lunges tend to be a little bit easier on the knee, but you can always just add that step in that shift back so that you're still working some of those muscles and working that balance. We're gonna get 10 on each side here, and I'm not looking at you guys because if I do, I will lose my focus and my balance. That does help if you find a nice steady point in front of you to take a look at. And I'm a terrible counter and a talker. Can't chew gum and talk and walk at the same time, but I think we have 1 more on this side, and I'm gonna switch other side, of course. So step it back into that lunge. Pay attention here too. You may notice that one side is a lot easier than the other. That can be because of strength, right? So there might be a little bit of weakness in some of those leg muscles. It might be also because of flexibility and mobility, right? Hips and ankles have to move for good balance and for this exercise. Proprioception, which is knowing where your body is in space, is another factor that goes into balance. Vestibular system or inner ear. So if you have a cold or allergies or anything like that, you may notice that your balance is a little bit worse as well. 3 more to go. And hopefully you're even working up a sweat a little bit. Look at all those things you get to work on today. 2, last one. Nice. Okay, I'm going back to that other leg. Going into that lunge, again, you can always just do that step back if need be. From here, I'm using my front leg to lift me up. It's straightening a little bit, and then I'm pushing my hips back. Whoops, there goes my balance, see? And then I'm pushing my hips back to go into that single leg deadlift. So I shattered my ankle quite a long time ago and have had a lot of surgery on it, and it's clearly a little bit unstable. My family might say that about me too. But obviously, balance is one of the things that I do work on and need to work on a little bit more. Ten of these on each side too. There we go. I better find that balance point for me. Lots of glutes here. You want to be careful that you're not just lifting that back leg. It's this front leg that's doing all of that work, or at least most of that work. Watch this back leg too and make sure that you have it pointed straight down towards the ground so that you're not rotating open. Last one on this side. And we're switching. If need be, if that's just too much, even holding on to something, you can go into that lunge, come up, and then shift so you're pushing your hips back and you still have that balance point. So we're still working the same muscles, quads into that lunge, and then as I shift back into those glutes, but you're adding another point of balance here, which again, clearly I need, and this is my good ankle. All right, that's 3. Again, 10 total here. 4, 5, I must have allergies. That's my excuse for today. 6, no, it's not. 7, 3 more. 8, if you're not holding on and you need a little bit more balance, you can always put your arms out to the side. That helps widen that base a little bit more. We've got one more like this, and then moving on. And 10. Okay, I'm gonna face you guys again. We're gonna bring one leg straight behind. Come on down, keep those hips facing forward. And then I'm gonna take this leg that's behind and scoop it up front. So balance in inner thigh. So we got glutes on one side, opening up that hip, and then adding that inner thigh work too. If again, too much to lift that leg, add that little kind of sweep forward and tap. That's a little bit less wobbly that way. Challenge yourself, but I also don't want you to fall over. That's 5. We have one more exercise after this. Of course, we have to do the other side, but 7, oh my goodness. 8, see my legs shaking too. 9, last one. 10, switch sides, same idea, cross behind, drop down as far as you can, keep those hips facing as forward as you can, scoop that leg. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll find some days are a little better than others too, as far as strength, mobility, and balance goes. 6, 7, 8. If you want more of a challenge, you can go ahead and go through this workout 2 or 3 times even, and alternate or alternative days. So not consecutive days. Last one, you're gonna put one foot in front of the other. If you can stay with it directly in front, that's great. A little bend in both knees, feet shifted evenly, weight shifted evenly on both feet. To make this easier though, you just go ahead and go wider. The wider you are, the easier it is. So we'll start out with, like I said, heel toe, but don't feel bad if you have to go out a little bit. Hands are gonna come in the middle. I'm going to use those abs and I'm gonna chop to one side, back to the middle, chop to the other side. If you're able to, let that head go with you as well, as that's also part of balance. If you feel like you're gonna fall or that doesn't feel good, just keep that head right in the middle and that's okay too. That's 5. 6, we're gonna do 10 total and then switch to that other side. 7, 8, 9, one more, 10, and switch. To make this one more complicated, you could add, or more difficult at least, you could add a weight in your hand as you're doing that chop too. If you've got really good balance, which clearly I don't, you can even go ahead and close your eyes. Remember what I said though, you don't want to fall. That's 2. You can even put in an uneven surface underneath the legs, like a pillow or couch pillow, and that makes it more challenging too. Again, really pay attention. Try to make sure that your weight is shifted evenly onto both sides and you're not just sitting back into one leg. And don't feel bad, like I said, if you need to go ahead and bring that foot out wider, there's nothing wrong with that. And we're gonna do one more and you are done.